Well, guys, as you know, we're full into like the FC26 ratings season, so we're gonna go and look at a million more ratings today. We'll try and show you like the most interesting ones that I think you guys might find useful to see already, plus some gameplay talk with these new playstyle pluses that we've been hearing rumors about, some of the best ones, some of the best new ones. And also we got some kind of bad news today that I think is confirmed that is kind of surprising that I also want to go and talk about. We might talk about that first actually, because that's the title of the video. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to MMOXP.com. There will be a link in the description down below. They are the cheapest and the safest option. You can use my code JFC at checkout for an 8% discount. And thank you guys as always for watching. I really appreciate you. I did see most people say in the comments they liked the new lighting, which is now why I don't have it. I just couldn't get my camera to focus right when I was testing it just a second ago, so I'm just sticking with this right now while we record this video. But anyway, let's start off with the fastest players by pace in FC26. So these are official stats, of course. You can even zoom in a little bit further here. We've got Mbappe as the fastest player with 97 pace, Adeyemi with quick step plus, Gabriel Silva with quick step plus. Here's 74 rated silver cards. Interesting. Vinny's in there, Gareth Bale obviously in there. Next row you got Nuno Mendes, Diaby, Openda. It is funny that like they just won't give Openda one, I guess with the exact same pace as Diaby and Menj, and R9 actually has less pace. You know, they just don't give Openda quick step plus or anything like that, which okay. 95 pace for Openda. It's gonna be a crazy starter striker card. Got Alaweron and Gervinho in there. Gervinho with 94 base pace. Chawinga, Davies. Down here you got Minte, Kouassi. Adama Traore does not have a rapid playstyle plus. I think he did before, right? And Dan James and Frimpong down there. But the important things to look at when you're looking at these is, for example, the women's cards, right? Chawinga is going to be so much better than these other cards will be at the start of next year's game, and also relatively reasonably priced because she does not have IRL name value. So people just do not buy these women's cards at the start of the game. So if you want to be like smart with your coins, and we'll talk about this, women's teams are like one of the best ways to do it. And here also is a Barbo and Doumbia stats right here. If you want to zoom in, if you're on a TV, we can see basic Barbo and Doumbia with quick step plus and some nice stats in there. 84 dribbling for a Barbo. Only 3-star, 4-star though for him is a little disappointing. Striker and right mid, but still some decent cards there. Let's start off with the bad news though. Now that we are seeing so many different players leaked right now, and for example, all the playstyle plus cards like Tiki Taka plus, these are all the players in the game with it, right? And I'll show you a bunch more of these, so don't bother, you know, looking too deeply at this exact picture right now because we'll look through it. The point I'm trying to make is that, for example, here's Aymar, a new hero. What we have not seen at all yet, by the way, is any of these new heroes that were added into FC Mobile that we thought were going to be added into this game. So these 8 players, which, you know, have some really nice names in here. You got Cesc Fabregas, Cambiasso, Barzagli, Fellaini, Michael Carrick, Mandzukic. We thought we would see these guys in because every single time EA's added cards to FC Mobile, they end up in the next FC game. Well, I think as of right now, these are not in the game because we would know their official stats by now, like we just would at this point. So unfortunately, the sad news is that these cards will probably not be in the game next year, at least at the release point of the game. You know, that's at least what it looks like so far. But I think we've never seen cards be added in there that just like are exclusively in FC Mobile. I might be wrong about that. So yeah, kind of some sad news there. Also, what I think we could infer from some of these other screenshots as we look at the Tiki Taka Plus players here, I think the center mids, they're being pretty lenient with the position. So for example, Bernardo Silva can play CDM as well right now, and Reinders can play center mid, CDM cam, De Jong can play CDM. Like they're kind of giving out more central positions, it seems like, which I think is really nice. And here's that Reinders card, by the way, if you've not seen this yet. 79 pace, 82 passing, 85 dribbling, really solid all-around card, up to 86 overall for Reinders. Okay, next up here, I wanted to talk about this because this is the Enforcer Playstyle Plus. This is one of the new ones coming in the game next year. Apparently, for people who have played the game, if things stay to the current state, this is like one of the best playstyles in the game, if not the best. Now, of course, we have not all played it, so we can't really say that for sure, but I've heard from multiple accounts that this is like the playstyle plus. And if you guys don't know what this basically does, it's not an offensive aerial plus, by the way. This basically is a really good shielding playstyle plus, and what it also can do when we take a look at the pitch notes here for FC26 is it helps a lot when actually players break away with high pace. I think EA might know, I don't know if they intend, but they might know it's going to be very good because there's only 2 gold cards in the entire game with this playstyle plus, and that's Gyökeres and Kleindienst, right? Then we got Prinz, Hullet, Drogba, and Gomez as the only 6 cards in the game at release to have this playstyle plus. And the reason this is so helpful is this right here. So here's the little clip EA showed in their pitch notes. Basically, you can shoulder barge like with your attacker. So you can kind of be going at a decent speed here with a high pace player like Gyökeres, and they'll lean their shoulder into the defender and kind of keep them away, right? So this is obviously only when you're holding L2, but I think, and I would assume that also when you're sprinting, they'll be doing this to a lesser effect. When you're holding L2 here, it looks like it's really, really good, and I think EA know that, and as of right now, players playing the game say that it is. So yes, it's not an aerial playstyle. Actually, there's no aerial plus offensive playstyle right now. There's just the precision header, which we can go look at one sec who all has precision header plus. And then this aerial fortress one we know now is only defensive. So I think they're trying to balance that stuff out and not have an insanely overpowered aerial offensive playstyle, which I would assume that means that crosses are probably going to be tough to win a lot later on in the year when more players have defensive fortress and there's no real counter to that winning headers. And maybe Enforcer does do it to a certain extent, but I guess we'll see how that kind of plays out over the year. Low driven shot plus here obviously is going to be a new playstyle plus technically this year with base cards. So Claudia Pina has it though. Claudia Pina and Benzema and Erling Haaland are the 3 gold cards in the game with low driven plus. We saw Stoichkov and Kluivert before. Now Milito and Kuhl also have low driven there as well. And we're going to go through relatively quickly here because we just have so much to look through. As always, if you want to pause the video, you sure can. Also, footwork plus, as we know, is kind of sort of a way to attempt to counter the low driven shot. Not really, but it does help with them. There's 2 cards in the entire game with footwork plus next year at the start of the game, and that's Ndozi, who's a women's keeper, and then Iker Casillas. So the only men's keeper with footwork plus is Iker Casillas. It's about to be a very, very expensive icon card to start. I thought that was interesting. Also, 5-star players. I think there's not a single new one. I think it's all the exact same 5-star players, guys. And here are all the official stats, like Johan Cruyff's card there. Let's see who else is in here. Like Turkey's official card is right here. We can actually zoom in a little further for you guys. Turkey right here, 75 pace, 88 dribbling for him, only 81 rated, but I think this is all the same, right? Sarawi, Ruter, and Cecina all at 5.5, I want to say. So not really a whole lot to even say, I guess, looking at this page. And here's another example of this. So right here, the only new Quick Step Plus player we haven't really seen yet is Trinity Rodman, right? So Rodman gets Quick Step Plus, and this card is not going to be cheap. It's going to be expensive, but it's not going to be as expensive as it could be if that exact card was in the Prem or in La Liga. So just women's cards, I'm telling you, are going to be absolutely the way to go if you care about your coins at the start of next year's game. And it does also seem like, guys, center backs, apart from Van de Ven in particular, have much lower pace next year. So I think this is going to be one of those things again, trying to leave room for some promo upgrades. Pretty much across the board, it got quite a bit less. And I think, you know, we had changed the last couple seasons and center backs started getting kind of more pace, it felt like. They're going back on that a bit, I think. Tomori down to 81. Saliba's at 77 pace now. Also, Karchawi's a center mid now, and she looks insane. This is a crazy card. 87 passing, 88 dribbling, 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot. We'll see what her passing play styles look like, but that is a crazy upgrade on her. And let's go back and look at these playstyle pluses. And actually, first, quickly just scroll by this. Some more evolution popular cards here that you guys might not have seen yet. We saw Esteval and Pogba. Here's Martial, Kusanov down there. Dorgu is there at 74 rated. Here's just a couple more of the popular cards you guys might want to use in Evos. And here are all the new precision header playstyle plus players. There's a lot of them who have it, which makes me kind of inclined to believe that it might not be very good because there's just so many cards with it in the game. So we saw Muller and Shearer already. Morientes has it. Sausage, Vialli. We saw Shaw and Russo. Russo's 89 rated, by the way, with a pretty cool card there. Zamorano, one of the new heroes. We have his stats: 84 pace, 88 shot, 84 dribbling. Not going to be that good post the first maybe a couple weeks. There's Klose and Katoto down here. Hezerberg, Crespo, Larson. Tim Cahill has it. Alexander Pop has it. And big old 40 pace Luke de Jong has it as well. But it would be kind of funny if this somehow is like insane and headers are going in every single time with these cards. Then these cards end up being, you know, much more useful. Like Alan Shearer, you know, you don't see Shearer be too useful in FIFA. I was trying to scour through and find some of the new hero ratings and cards. We haven't really seen them yet. And down here we've got Salgado. So Salgado has slide tackle plus and a pretty like solid right back card. It's not anything too amazing, especially with the playstyle plus there, but he's definitely not bad. Then you have Daniela De Rossi, and De Rossi, yeah, 79 dribbling for a CDM is not really what you probably want to see there. I feel like his first promo card is going to be really good because he has high shooting as well. So he's on his way to like a crazy card, but that one, you know, maybe not the best. And in Copie here, who might be an Arsenal player, or is he already signed actually? I don't even know that. 84 pace, 84 defending, 82 physical. Pretty nice card there, and that's kind of that. I did see one of the other new heroes though that we'll go and look at right now, and that's it here. We've got Nasib, or Nasib, I want to say is how you pronounce her name. 84 pace, 90 dribbling, 83 shooting, Trickster plus. Really nice card there. 5-star skills as well. Also can play cam. She's probably going to be very, very expensive actually. So I saw her, and then I saw somebody else. Yeah, Aerial Fortress, also this new one here. We do have Jill Scott. So Cannavaro, Lucio, Cordoba, center mid Jill Scott, and these are her stats right here. So can play center back as well. 80 pace, only 78 dribbling on her. Also 3-star, 3-star. That's not ideal. But Rudiger is there, 79 pace on him. Garcia, and down here we got Chori and Piero, who's now a bronze card with 72 rating somehow. And here's the Game Changer playstyle plus. This one is the Trivella shooting one. So the only cards in the base game that can perform Trivella shots are these guys right here. So you might actually be kind of seeing a newfound use for Suker or Nedved if Trivellas are good again. Hopefully they're just balanced, but we'll see. John Barnes can do it. Dybala has it. Dumernay is a crazy card, by the way. Another one of those cards, again, that's like going to be way too cheap on release. 93 pace, 87 dribbling. We saw Quaresma, of course. Buemo's got a really nice card, and Talisca also can do it down there. But yes, this one is the shooting one. The passing one's this one. The inventive playstyle plus, and that's Raquelme, Kvaratskhelia, Cole Palmer then has it. I think this one's not going to be very good if I had to guess. Mario Götze has got it. Williams, Rosicki, and the last one down here is Rafael Guerrero. So if I had to guess, it probably won't be very good, right? Because like what OP passes are going to be this? It just says they can perform fancy and flare passes. Maybe there'll be a broken random one, but I would guess that this is probably gonna be one of the worst playstyle pluses in the game, and Kvaratskhelia unfortunately has it, and so is Cole Palmer. They could have given him incisive pass, right? Cole Palmer in the FC25 last squad update has incisive pass plus. They gave him this one as the new one, so we'll see if it ends up being any good or not. And there's still so many to look at. We'll pick out a couple more here, but one of the bigger controversies around the ratings was this, that Yamal and Bellingham have the same dribbling, and then Dembele's got +3 on both of them. But thought that was interesting because that was definitely the biggest debate. This, and then Harry Kane downgraded after 60 goal contributions, guys. 60, and he got downgraded. That, you know, that's up there too, but this one was pretty funny. And guys, just makes you sad, doesn't it? And last ratings thing we'll look at here is the top 25 in the Premier League. A couple cards you probably have not seen yet. I think past 87 we haven't seen some of these guys. For example, Declan Rice, no playstyle plus still for him unfortunately, but a nice starter CDM card for sure there. David Raya up to an 87 with the far reach playstyle plus. That's pretty cool there. McAllister 87. We think we already saw him. Tonali's 86. Bruno Guimaraes 86. Bruno is not a very good 86 rated card, gotta say, right? That's not the best 86 rated card for sure. Konate though, Diaz, Granit Xhaka, 47 pace, but 85 rated. Then Heung-min Son down here. He's gonna be in the MLS, obviously. Actually, a really cool card, solid all around, and in a weird league, so might be able to be pretty cheap next year. But yeah, that's kind of all we'll look at right now. There's still a ton more. Like, I'd be here all day showing you guys all of the ratings, but also we do have news about this, so we do know when the FC points from the pre-order bonus will be released. We knew it was in 3 separate parts, but we do have 2,000 on your first connection, 2,000 at the end of September, and 2,000 at the end of October. So it's not that far apart. They're just trying to space this out. I think FUT Accountant asked FUT Economist this. FUT Economist said they're trying to space it out just to make it a healthier market, basically, which it does kind of make sense, but it is also worse for us in the sense that you don't get all of them right away, but you do get more of them now than you did prior. You get, what, 1,400 more, which I guess is something. Do you think this will actually do anything to help the market out, or is it just kind of an excuse to make it so that you maybe are inclined to come back at the end of October if you quit already? I don't know. And let's read some of your comments now. We got Terrence Hill. If gold cards would be lower, the power curve would move even faster. How do some people not get that? And I see what you're trying to say, right? Because in last video, we talked about how there were some people upset that the gold cards weren't going down in ratings, but the power curve is supposed to move slower. And you're saying that, well, if they start at 85, they have to get to 99, the power curve will move quicker then, right? Because you have to get there by the end of the year. I think what you're saying is true, but also what they could just do then is make the upgrades go slower. So really, nonetheless, the most important thing is to make the upgrades a little bit slower. And the problem with that is that they have to release promos every week. And that tends to fuck with a little bit, you know, the idea of a slower power curve, because you just need to release more and more and more. This is why it's so interesting that we have to see less this year. Well, that's what they're telling us. They're telling us that we need to see less, and we have to see less for a power curve to not move like it did this year, and for a market to mean something too. Like a lot of things to mean things that made no sense, but for things to mean more, you have to slow down. That means less content. Can they go back on that? Can we really see less content after releasing all this content the last 3 years? Like, it's hard to go back on that. And I did see Crack FC Market. I saw his comment quite a bit in the last video. It's like, what's the obsession with ratings? They neither dictate rarity nor meta rating. At best, many of the cards are rated based on EA's fodder odds. Can someone explain the obsession? It's just a talking point, a debate. The ratings don't really matter very much. It's just a way to get people talking about performances in real life football, and do cards deserve a rating upgrade or deserve a rating downgrade based off last season's performances. Like, it's more so an IRL football talking point kind of than anything else. And it's true that, yeah, they don't even dictate the odds of getting him in the pack. So it's like, it really doesn't mean much. It's just a way to discuss players basically. And also the higher rated cards with some bang average stats, Campo says, tells me they are going to hopefully try and lean into the promise of making gold cards usable for longer. And I hope so. I'm not exactly sure if that's going to be the case. But anyway, I don't really care how they do it. I just want, I mean, and I'm sure you guys feel this way too. Any way we can have some cards last longer this year is going to be better. Like, it has to be. It can't be worse. The way it went last year literally killed the game off, basically. And I feel like it's only up from here because of the way that they handled it. So maybe that's the case. But there are a lot of cards that do have high ratings and not so high stats. Does that maybe indicate anything? Can you read into that at all? Campo's reading into that. But guys, I think that's it for me. Appreciate you all so much. I love you all. Peace.